Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Race to 100. I am your co-host, Rick Thorcell.
And I'm Neil Batang. Thank you for tuning in once again.
And today, we have some breaking news. Yesterday, the news broke that Bill Cosby, who was charged with an assault on a woman back in 2006, I believe, is now set to face trial. What do you think, man? Bill Cosby. People have been talking about his issues with women for a while now, and looks as though it's finally coming to a head.
Man, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. How does somebody who goes from like the biggest hero, America's dad, goes to a zero over literally like 30, not even, maybe like 24 months off of all of these allegations? It's just not true. It's so crazy, the entire situation, to me, Ricks, because I'm not sure what to think. There's two sides of me, two parts of it. One side of it is, oh, well, a lot of women accused him. And if all these women accused him, there has to be some truth to it, right? I mean, if 75 people say Rich Thorcell or Neil Batang did this to me, there might be a little bit of truth to it. But on the other side, it's just kind of weird how everything came about. Like, some of the women were even, some of his accusers were even lying. That's what kind of leads me to believe, like, how true is all of this that we're seeing? Like, one of the women who accused him wasn't even in town the same time that she said in a police statement she and Bill Cosby were together. They looked back at it and realized you guys weren't even in town at the same time.
Yeah.
So some of his accusers have been lying. It's crazy, man. I don't know what that guy did or who he put what in somebody's jello, man.
His pudding pops, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so crazy. What do you think about it? Because you've worked with victims of sexual assault in the past, and you kind of understand the psychology behind it. Care free to share that?
I mean, my attitude is once is enough. It doesn't matter if there's 75 people and even 25 of them are lying. It's a shame that individuals would end up doing that, and I don't think that's right or justifiable.
Yeah.
Anyway. But even one person, if you sexually assault one person, that's too many. And not enough guys have to pay the price for that. And I think that there's this bubble of protection around celebrities and other famous names that end up letting them get away with it. I mean, look at, kind of irrelevant, but the Speaker of the House of the United States Congress and an Illinois representative, Denny Hastert, just went to jail for like 18 months or something like that.
Yeah.
For sexually assaulting boys. That was a known fact, and yet he more or less gets to walk out of there before he's in diapers. And I think Bill Cosby is in the same boat. And I think that that's why I'm actually glad that this trial has taken place, because a lot of people thought it would never take place. The lawyers worked very, very hard. Bill Cosby's lawyers worked very, very hard to try and keep information suppressed. Said that because they had this woman and him had reached an agreement a year earlier that there wouldn't be any formal charges pressed, and Bill Cosby gave a deposition in which he more or less admitted a lot of his wrongdoings in this particular instance. And so, like, the lawyers now are saying, well, you can't include that evidence, you can't, and trying to use all this, like, legal stuff to get him out of.
I guess, no, let me correct. What happened was, in 2005, he was being questioned on the stand during... He was being litigated, and they were asking him questions, and he used to take Quaaludes with some of the ladies, and I think the prosecutor said something along the lines of, so did you take Quaaludes with the intent of drugging women to have sexual relations with them? He said yes, but then he retracted his statement after, first and foremost, that people don't know. He retracted that statement and said, I mean, yeah, I was young or younger and I was irresponsible, and like I would take drugs with ladies and hoping that like things would happen. Like, people go to college, kids, use marijuana and, cocaine and drink alcohol.
But the worst part is that
to do that, it's just...
He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. He was this family values guy who went around telling black people that they should shape up and do their part in society.
That's true. Okay, that's true. You can't yell at black America and say, pull your pants up, filth, flarn, filth, dibble in the dabble, and then you've been taking Quaaludes to get with the ladies, you know what I'm saying, and doing other types of things, and you know, weren't faithful, you know, to your own wife during your own marriage, you know.
Yeah.
So again, I got you. He was definitely a major critic of the black community for, you know, how they conducted themselves in the comedy environment, and that's why a lot of them have had a hands-off approach to supporting Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
If you see a lot of the black elite, the black celebrities, the mainstream comics, they're not behind Bill Cosby at all, because he wasn't behind them during their time, you know, of need.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, you know, that all of this is coming to light when the guy's like between 75 and 90 years old. I know he's between 75 and 90 years old, but...
So, do you, despite all of this, did you watch The Cosby Show?
I mean, who didn't watch The Cosby Show?
Yeah.
What African-American suburban family didn't watch The Cosby Show? I mean, it was an awesome show with great values, awesome concepts, and things to look...
It's a funny show, too.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a show that encouraged, you know, black people to look outside of the entertainment industry to succeed. You don't have to be an actor, a rapper, or a ball player to make it. You can be a lawyer. You can be a doctor. You can be a businessman. You could be an engineer. Shows like The Cosby Show and A Different World, those helped influence that in the 90s for a lot of us.
And so when you look at a person like Bill Cosby, he did some very positive things in society. He also did some very scummy things.
Yeah.
And to be able to appreciate both of those independently without... Because I think a lot of times you tend to just say one thing or the other. Like, he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. I defend him or I don't defend him. I'm Kanye West or I'm the rest of America. Like, he's been a powerful influence in a lot of ways in America.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because there are conspiracies about this issue that say, oh, well, the reason why America's coming so down on him is because it was a successful black dude. Like Woody Allen, you know, sexually assaulted his daughter.
There was that.
You know, there's a lot of sexual assault issues that happen where people kind of throw the results or the, what's the word I'm looking for? The backlash of it all under the table. So do you believe that if that would have been a white guy that powerful, such as someone as powerful as Bill Cosby, someone as successful as Bill Cosby, that have had so many allegations against them, do you think America would have been coming down on them this hard?
I don't think so, and
Okay.
I think that race has a lot to do with it. But I also I
Okay.
also think equally large is his role in family values. I think that it's a combination of both. I think but I do think that race definitely has something to play in the media publicity surrounding this.
Okay.
And the backlash too.
Okay.
Because black people don't want somebody like Cosby as a representative for them.
That's true. So yeah, it goes both ways. Look, man, Rix and I agreed on something for once.
Oh God,
it's been a long time. I hope this
trend.
never happens again. I never want to agree with this guy to the left of me again.
Do you want to talk about the Cavs' fortune the past couple of days?
We're not going to talk about that. They don't need to hear that. But feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to our show, Race to 100. Make sure you can get all of our videos accessible to you, and let us know what you really think about the whole Bill Cosby sexual assault issue. There's a lot of interesting things you can mention or talk about regarding this. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Any and all feedback helps. Anything you want to add?
We will catch you next time on the Race to 100. Peace.